Hello.
Welcome everyone. One the Pacer chat on this October 9th. Florida running is now in season. It's I think we hit the high 60s at one point, so our running season is now coming to a start where everyone else is coming to a close. So
I'm stuck in recovery mode.
we are
All
in
this
recovery.
nice weather just passing me by.
So we're coming off, me and Bobbie Joe are coming off races this weekend. We're going to talk about both of them in a couple minutes. And usually we're hoping Marty will jump on in a couple minutes. So he usually, as we speak, here is Marty. So, all right. I don't know if he was listening to us. So, all right. So welcome, Marty. I know he's always racing back from where was your last appointment today?
Fort Myers.
Oh geez. And that's a good drive for me.
It's not bad for me at all, actually.
So, all right. So as usual, we'll go around and check in, see how everyone's doing. I pretty much know how Bobbie Joe's doing, and I know how Marty's doing because I listen to his updates every week. So, all right, Bobbie Joe, I know you're in recovery week. How you feeling?
A little tired. Well, remember I said I was going in with not a lot of miles on my legs, and they know that. But the good news is I've been eating all the food, so. What more could you want? I felt it yesterday. I had the babies and I had to crawl on the floor and pick them up and get down and get. So all the little muscles were feeling it.
All right.
Baby sweats.
Marty, how's your running going?
Bad. This is a bad week. I finally got a couple of guests for my weekly update, and both of them told me I didn't have no business running that 100-miler.
Ooh.
So that kind of killed my spirit a little bit. Plus, I've had a terrible week at work. I'm just a mess this week, man. That's the bottom line. I'm a mess, and I am reevaluating my whole life and everything right now. So more to be determined before the weekend when I put out probably my last update on that.
Well, hopefully, go out and do a run on Saturday, see how the body feels if you got time, and see what you can do. So I mean that's the big thing. That will be a big test on how you are in your training, and if you think you can do it and stuff like that. So, but you got all of our support. So whatever you need, you got us here.
If you choose, I'm sure there's plenty of other distances, and there's nothing wrong with it. And the main thing I think is getting back out in the community and being around the people, and having a good time. So
yeah. Well, either way, you're going to be at Festivus because we're live streaming it. So you either running the 100-mile or you're running a couple loops with a camera.
Yeah, and that's where I'm so, I don't know what the word is, torn, because one part of me, I just want to just do the best I can with the cards I'm dealt and show up there and go as far as I can go and do things like live streaming as I go. But, somebody put it to me, and I don't want to spoil, those talks, but once somebody put it to me, if you show up to a start line undertrained, then you've got a built-in excuse to quit, and yeah. You need that for that kind of, when you're running a 100-miler, you don't want to start.
100 miles is a long ways to go.
With a built-in excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Valid point.
Yeah. But all right, I'm in recovery week. I've actually been out running every day, so I got a little bit of pain in my upper quad. Today it felt a lot better. I was able to hit 10-minute miles Felt good. And we'll see. We'll start kicking back. So I got to make some decisions on my fall. I'm really thinking about the 24-hour at Bulldog. I would like to get another 100-miler in before the end of the year. That would give me 3 on the year and help me pop up to, I feel like I'm not competing anymore at these races, so I might as well start getting them done and go after the 100 milers. So I feel like Bulldog would be a good one that I could just knock out another 100-mile race. So with that being said, before we get started, just want to say Joe Miller's in the chat right now. Congratulations to him. We'll spend some time on that. So Joe has some pretty him and Greg finished the Cross Florida 200, and I got some great pictures of them. And so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Plus, Joe kicked all of our ass in the Strava. That's a bitch. After he finished his run, like I was in second place with Nels, and then all of a sudden Joe must have added his up in 200 miles. He kicked my ass. So we'll go over the Strava stuff in a little bit. So I just want to say congrats to them. We're gonna give them their time and go over things. We also might have another special guest joining us around 8:30ish. So I'll talk about a video they have coming up. So we're hoping that they can jump on. They have limited cell coverage out at they're actually out at Moab. So we'll see. So all right, first we're gonna lead off with Bobbie Jo at Midnight Dreary. Her birthday bash run.
My birthday, but I did have cake, and I brought it to the aid station to share with everybody. So I think they saw the sign on it that said vegan and gluten-free, and they were like, nah, we're not going to do that today. But yeah, Midnight Dreary in Charleston, South Carolina. So, well, the winner, Lo-Ann Vo, our, one and only. She was amazing to watch. Just steady and inspirational the entire time. She ended up with 121.5 total miles, which beat the overall course record, male and female, by about 2 laps from previous. So
yeah, Larry Steve at 120. I mean, on the women's side, she beat it by about 31 miles.
None of the women had gotten 200 miles before that.
Yeah.
So Lo-Ann passed the finish line to tie the record, and she had to go like 3 feet to break it, right? And then because they do count your total distance, not just for the records, not just your laps. She had 6 minutes to go, so she went around again, and she had 3 minutes to go, so she went around again, and she came, and they hand you a beanbag when it gets close to either the 12-hour mark or the 24-hour mark if you're still going. And you drop the beanbag right where you're standing, so that way they take the wheel and they measure the track to see. And I talked to her after, and she said she wanted to get all the way around because she didn't want them to have to wheel it like 300 meters. She was, even after everything she put her body through that day, she was thinking about the poor USATF officials that had to measure her distance.
So did you get to meet Edgar Allan Poe?
I did. We all met him. We all got to carry him around the track.
Oh, that's
what the puppet is. So if you see some photos, he is on ultrasign up. Now, race director Jacob said that they couldn't put 1809 as his birthday, but they could put 1909. So
he got carried. So that was what that was. You guys carried him around for 40 miles.
We all took turns carrying him, and we'd set him down by the little screen that shows your mileage. Set him down by the screen, and someone else would pick him up, or we'd hand him off. I took him for 4 laps altogether.
Did he have a tracker?
He had a tracker. His little bib on. He was number 70. Yeah, you can't see in the photo, but he does have a little black raven on his shoulder. So yeah, so that was a lot of fun. You can carry him when you were feeling good or feeling sad or feeling whatever. So this photo right here is me in the porta potty.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
so anybody who's ran in South Carolina or Georgia probably knows who Eric Brumbelow is. And he started this tradition, we call it Brumbelowing, and it's taking photos in outhouses or bathrooms at races. And typically we try to get a lot of people in there. So he has photos of, 30, 40 people in one like bathroom stall. I've seen photos of it from races in Virginia, races out west, right? So now you guys know, so let's spread the word. Brumbelowing, you got to take that photo.
So
Personally, for my race, I went into it like Marty said. You go into it not as well trained. I had the injury all summer long, but I was going to see what I could do. And the buckle was so pretty, so I did not get the buckle. It was black on black. It was like line design, like a line tattoo. Oh, it was so nice. But I went out, felt really good for the first 4-ish hours, and then I just couldn't eat. I couldn't take in any food, and it's not my stomach. I typically get a problem with just the thought of putting something in my mouth.
yeah,
So I could eat fruit and I could take liquids, but just the thought of putting any food in my mouth, just my brain couldn't comprehend it. So I went a few hours just on Gatorade, and then the aid station folks were just amazing. And I mean, they were like, we can go to the store for you. We can do whatever you want. What do you need? Jacob Moss got some of his own fuel for me. So, because I said, I just need liquid calories. So he hooked me up with some Sport and Science gels and some Morton drink, which tastes like straight sugar. It's pure sugar, and it is so sweet, but it's 40 grams per serving, 40 grams of carbs per serving. So, it does the trick, and it definitely helps between that and some fruit. But when you're not taking in calories, your legs eventually really pay for it. And
yep.
I was in second place for a long time. And then I set at the 50-mile mark, which my watch was at like 51 and a half. I had a bite of cake. I was like, I'm gonna get 50 miles, I'm gonna have a piece of my birthday cake. Aid station folks saying happy birthday to me. It was so nice. The thing is, when I do these races, I like to get social, and there was a guy who was there who was like 73, and he started talking to me and telling me stories. I could have sat and listened to him tell me stories all day about D3 and ARFTA and 6 Days in the Dome or any of these ones he's done, these multi-day. And Loanne comes shooting around the track. Get your ass back on the course. So I had to get up and keep moving. So I decided I was going to go for 100K. So that's what I did. I wasn't going to hit 100, so I figure I'll do 100K. Seemed like a good number.
Yep.
And then I could stop there and start the recovery process. So I didn't feel bad about stopping. And then I got to meet Joey Bigler for the first time. I know that's a name we see in our Florida races a lot, and I hadn't met him, so that was nice. The girl I was battling second with for a while, Mandy McNeese, she ended up sticking around for about 80 miles, and I finished in third. So, and a really short field, so third is like, I mean, what was there, 7 of us women out there?
Yeah.
So
Those are these are the 24 hours, and then 12. What are the 12 hours? What are they? The winner won with 35 miles. So probably.
Typical fashion, most people just sign up for the 24. Some of the people running the shorter ones were crew members or volunteers and that sort of thing. We did have to follow, if anyone's interested, strict USATF rules. track rules for races, sanctioned, ratified races. So no phones. We couldn't use any communication devices while on the track. You could only provide aid between this like 100-meter section. Shoes were being looked at. You had to announce if you wanted. There was someone who's been there and he's been to some elite events. That was Anthony Bruno. He's got a few age group records, so he was going for the 60-year-old 100-mile and 100K. I'm not. I think he got the 100K, but I'm not 100% sure. Because they were celebrating him for a second at that right about that time. He was passing me all day long. So yeah, it was. So if anyone is interested or knows anyone who wants to do something where you're setting records and get on the team or get into Desert Solstice or something, this or the Raven are great races for that.
Cool deal.
I have a funny story about that. If you go back to that last graphic you showed, the winner of the 6-hour thing, the male winner,
Bren,
I have a funny story about him.
And he ran a really fast race and he quit. I think he ran for like 3.5 hours or something. So 4 hours.
Last year at the Bronze Dragonfly, that was when Kelly was doing the 100 miles with Marty thing. So I was there crewing her and, cooking and everything. And so the race directors, Carrie and Dan, they were, they know I fix feet and all this stuff. Now, Carrie's a nurse, but she was bringing all the people that were jacked up over there to me to work on for some reason. So anyway, like late in the night, I want to say maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that, 4 o'clock in the morning, she brings over Bren to me, and he has got crazy bad chafing. And go back to the start, like in the afternoon, dude has got a liter of whiskey on his table, his own, under his 10 by 10 tent. That was part of his aid. He was calling it this liquid ibuprofen. So he's taking shots of whiskey, every so many laps. But anyway, she brings him over to me like at 4 o'clock in the morning with bad chafing. And so I give him some Desitin out of my little thing.
He told this story.
And so anyway, he leaves and takes off running. Now, this dude, so it's like 20 hours at this point, or 21 hours in the 24-hour race, and he's at 90 plus miles. He's almost to the 100, and the track there is like 2.4 miles or something like that. He don't even make it a quarter of a mile from me, and somebody comes running back, and they say there's some dude that's curled up in the fetal position on the bench that's crying like a baby out there. So we all ran out there to see who it was, and it was him. I think that he had gotten the Desitin mixed up with some Tiger Balm or something. And applied
he said it was Desitin. He said, Marty told me to put Desitin on it, or Marty put the Desitin on it. He said he burned so bad.
But he said it was like razors cutting into his flesh down there in the main danger zone. And
I think Desitin does.
He was 10 miles away from 100.
Yeah.
He made it to 90.73.
Yeah. So, yeah, he told that story. When we were hanging out in the tent, we were all watching Lo. Lo finished. When she finished, she was the only one on the course. It did start raining around midnight, so it rained a lot on and off from midnight till 9 a.m. So the rain slowed down about 8:30, so we got some good video for finishing. But for a while, I'd say probably from about 5 a.m., it was her and one other woman who had been walking the whole time. And then they left, and it was just Lo she was on her own for at least an hour, maybe 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. We talk about.
I want to give a shout out to Marta, 6-hour first female.
Yeah, here's Marta up here, and then turned around and crewed. Nice, Marta.
She was a great crew all day. She was excellent.
So, all right. Now off to Arkansas, where I was this weekend. I got to give a shout out to that race. It is great race. Still has that old school format. And I say that like I'm an old schooler. I've only been around 10, 11 years, but it was a great race. You look at all the aid station workers were all, older, a little bit older than me. So, they had been around for a while. And the aid station, if you're looking for a race to do, the aid stations are close here. So they're about 4 to 5 miles. I think the longest is 6 miles, and they put a water drop in the middle. I think at one point the shortest was like 2.5 miles, and they were so close together. So on my way out, like I felt like I was hitting the aid station every couple minutes and every like hour or so, and then on the way back, I felt like they took forever. So, and I mean, there's some climbing. I think I did just under 12,000 feet of climbing. Made it through the 100K, and I was probably close to the top 25. And I ran into Chad Hupsher was out there with me, and he was running ahead of me most of the race. So I saw him. He was about 4 miles ahead of me at the turnaround. Turnaround's about 58 miles, and so he had about 4 miles on me. When I hit the 100K, just under 12 hours, I remember thinking, this is the easiest 100 I've ever done. Like everything was rolling, everything was smooth. I was fueling, I was eating well. And then it got dark and my race just went to basically crap. So I think you were talking about fueling. I think my fueling went, I started eating ramen noodles, but they weren't putting any spices in the ramen noodles. So it was just noodles. So I feel like I would just put a nutrition in. And then I got tired. So literally 4 aid stations in a row, I took 15-minute naps at each one. Once I was behind the sub 24, I'm like, let's just finish it and have fun. And so I just started taking naps. And as the sun was coming up, I started feeling a little bit better. They had same thing. I was trying to eat. Like I had a hamburger and I could not eat the hamburger. It would not go down. So luckily they had soup. So they had like a butternut squash soup, and that helped a little bit. And then I did a lot of potato soup. And then at one aid station, I said, put salt in it. And that just turned my race around. So at about 7 miles to go, ran well. I was hitting between 10 and 12-minute miles all the way to the finish line. And it was all slight downhill. And my race came around. I think I finished 55th overall. Chad finished 16th overall. So he ran really well. And so, I just didn't put together a complete race, but that's a great race. So if you're ever looking for a race to go run in the South with a little bit of Arkansas, they put on an amazing race, and great little belt buckle. So if you look, Bobbie Jo was making fun of me. She's like, Chad's is a little bit shiny.
I figured that was the sub 24.
Funny thing on the race was I was running with a guy and girl, a couple. They were out of Utah. And the lady's like, hey, where are you from? I'm like, Florida. And she's like, I want to go run that Skunk Ape 100-mile race. I go, why do you want to do that? She's like, I want the belt buckle. It's a Sasquatch riding a unicorn with a rainbow or something like that. And she's like, have you heard of that race? I go, oh, good. I'm like, hang on 1 second. I pulled out my phone. I had great cell phone coverage. And I called Joe Poole. I'm like, Joe, I'm talking to a girl on the course that wants to come run your race. So she's like, you know him? I'm like, yeah. So
in Florida, we know everybody. That's how it works.
Yeah, we know everybody. So. Unfortunately, she's running Cocodona, so she may not be able to do it this year, but she wants to come down next year to do it. So I'm like, hey, reach out to us. We'll be down here. So it'll be good. So Arkansas Traveler, recommend it. Great race. You will enjoy it.
I forgot to mention too. I came upon a couple people that I overheard them on the track talking about bootlegger. So I stuck my nose in, and I'm like, bootlegger? I was there. She's like, yeah, we know, you were filming us. I was like, I don't know who they were. They said they both
No.
ended up DNF, but they remembered me from. Sorry.
That's actually hilarious because I was running with a guy early on in the race, and he's like, "Yeah, I did. I ran bootlegger." I said, "Oh, I was out there doing a live stream." He's like, "Oh, I didn't realize." I go, "I probably ran you into the finish line," and so we were kind of chatting. So it's kind of neat. I mean, it is neat being in the South with with that race bootlegger that there were people. He didn't recognize me, but he recognized that we had done the live stream. So that was pretty cool. So we are getting the word out there. So, but cool deal. Then you got John Holmes, 50K happened this weekend. Congrats to one of our Pacer Travel runners, Vince Carter. He won the race. He put up a fast time, 4:06. So I was trying to compare that to the years I won. I think my fastest time was 4:34. So it's almost a 20-something time ahead of mine. So congrats to Vince. He's 2-time winner out there at John Holmes. Nathan Nappy, second in 4:44, another fast time. I gotta figure out who this Nathan Nappy is. I know he ran PTC, but he's also running Black Canyon. I gotta get with him and see what his plan is out there for Black Canyon. And then Paul Schwartz finished out the podium at 5:14. On the women's side, Jamie Campagna out of Boca Raton, 5:36. And then Shauna Bannon, which we thought would do really well out of Lithia. She ran a 5:42 and rounded out the podium is CJ Graves. I didn't even realize CJ got third place out of Dunedin, Florida. She is also a board member for Pinellas Trail Challenge along with Marta. So that's two we mentioned tonight. So congratulations to CJ. She's I always see her out there on the trails running. So that's the 50K. Vince also had the 9th fastest time on the course. And there's not many people, if you look at those times, I don't know if the course has changed over the years. If you're looking over here on this side right here, those fast times are all pretty much pre-2020. There's one 2023, Matthew Baumkamp. I was second behind him in 2021 when he ran the 4:05, and then Vince Carter 9th. So
maybe it's one of those instances where they had to change the course after COVID, and then people just like the new course or something.
Yeah, I mean, even in 17 and 18, it's exact same course. I don't know how they would change that course at all. I mean, it's as far as I remember, it's always been the same. So, but I don't know. Maybe everyone was faster back then. And that. What else we got? We had the Wawa crawl. I don't have results from it, but I did get some. Here's some pictures from Russ. Sent me some pictures of the Wawa crawl. Here's some people that's not in front of Wawa's. There are some people at Wawa's. So here's some more people at Wawa's. So
yeah,
I guess
I can do this one.
yeah. Yeah, so we got another race we're going to talk about a little bit later on. It has some pretty crazy rules. So nice job, all those that ran the Wawa crawl. I wish, Russ sent me some stuff, but that's all I had on that. Little Dog up in
Tennessee.
Yep. This is the baby of Big's backyard. It's Backyard Ultra, and so the winner
on the same course as Big's. It's just you don't have to qualify for it.
Yeah. And they didn't have any. 141 miles was the winner, and that's by Stormy. And then we're really highlighting it because all the way down there, Nell's first attempt at a Backyard Ultra, he put up went just over 24 hours. I think he went 25 hours.
He said that daytime loop in the woods is so technical and so hard that it's hard to believe the numbers that get put up there during days.
Yeah. So if you look, he put up 8,300 feet of it. If you go to the Strava, that's what he put up out there. So it had to have some vert on there. So he was just under what?
Plus, it's a lot of rocks, a lot of roots, a lot of tiny turns, little U-turns and stuff on it. So
Yeah. So all right, and then we also had Head and Pin this weekend, and we had one of our regulars, Craig Betts. He finished it in 21 hours and 36 minutes.
nice.
So he had a blazing fast time. So congrats to Craig. So he was going sub 24.
All
I
those
forget what
squats he's been doing.
those squats. So I forget what he said. He gave me a race. I guess I could have had it pulled up. What do you say? Pretty good. If the weather had been better, I'm sure I could have sub 20 hour. He said my back was worst chafing I've ever experienced, but did PR my 100. So I guess I was thinking it was raining, but he said it was just pretty hot, so he was sweating. So and I think we have our guest joining us.
Hey guys.
Zion, what's going on, brother?
A lot is going on. I'm in Moab right now, racing tomorrow. Well,
Yeah.
And the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
How many 200s have you done?
Not so many, huh? I did Cocodona twice. I did Tahoe, and I did Tour de Géant. So I did 4, and I tried Bigfoot, but I didn't make it. I made 40 miles, so that's my comeback. Yeah.
How are you? How are you feeling? I know you're beat up a little bit.
Yeah, injury-wise, not great, honestly. It's been dragging. I don't really know what the issue is. It started with inflammation on my anterior tibialis, but the inflammation is gone. I've had an MRI. There's no tear, there's no pain. But I drag my feet like I have a foot drop, noticeable foot drop, which makes me trip, and it's just not moving. So it might be the nerve somewhere pinching. But I'm just gonna go for it. After it's been 4 DNS and 1 DNF, and I can run 20 miles. So let's just try and see how it goes. And hey, if I need to pull out, I'll pull out. But
yeah. Well, I don't think
right now.
Yeah, you don't have so much. You don't have as much climbing in this one as you did like Tahoe or Coconona.
Yeah. It should be really like the course is amazing. I think there's some technical also, because that's where I'm more worried. It's when it's technical. That was the issue at Bigfoot. That's where I sprained my ankle, I think, potentially because of the foot drop. I don't think that will be a big issue here necessarily. There will be a little bit of technical, but a lot of it also will just be dirt road. And then it's just about grinding and moving. And even though I lost a lot of fitness in the last half year, I think I have a decent chance at it. But I'm very nervous, and I'm knocking on some wood here. Yeah, but it's exciting. And Nora, my wife Nora, is going to be pacing me also this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yep. She's we're working, right? I was working now. I'll work after this call too, but she's working Monday through Friday, so she'll just pace me over the weekend. But she still might be doing like a solid 60 miles, something like that. So that's gonna be nice. I think we both need a little bit an adventure together. So I have something to look forward to, getting to mile 70 to start running with her. Then I would feel bad dropping when I'm with her. Although, if I have to, I will. And then when you're halfway there, you might as well just do the 120 that's left. So it's gonna be pretty cool. But otherwise, I'm solo. So it's kind of weird. Like, you have someone really pacing you and helping you, and then the rest is by myself. If there are people that want to pace that are in the area, just up in, up on. But I've done Cocodona solo in the past, so that's also good.
Did you see our Florida guy Greg Lawson out there?
Yeah, and he reached out to those who are not familiar. So Greg paced me at Cocodona unexpectedly, which was really cool. And I saw him, but I said, "Hey, Greg," but he was walking away. So actually, he's the one who snubbed me. God damn it!
Oh, what an asshole.
No, I'm sure he was talking with someone else. So I'm 100% sure he didn't see me. And then afterwards, I kind of lost him, and then I had to go. But
Well, listen. He finished a 200 miler on Tuesday.
I know.
So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like a big wig now.
Was it the Florida 200 or something?
Yeah, the cross border
Yeah,
200.
yeah.
So
I'm very proud of my guy. I mean, it was great to like. I didn't know him before Cocodona, and we didn't necessarily do the biggest segment together. But it's great to get to know him. You know, his journey, how he got there, and his goal. I think one of his big goals was to do Western someday, and he goes volunteering, and he's always there. Like any race, he's there. He's helping or running, but usually helping. Which I mean, that really matters a lot. And I think the community is composed of a lot of great people with, I don't know that tragic story is the way I would describe it in this case, but you know, a story that is pretty significant and that led him to running, and that is very inspiring by itself.
Yeah. So,
Definitely.
he jumped in. He jumped in whole body into the sport of ultra running, and he is everywhere. So he's going with us out the Black Canyon and all kinds of stuff. So how about Brian? Do you see Brian out there?
Not yet. I think I'll probably see him tomorrow morning for breakfast. We also had some pretty good friends that are related to your question indirectly, Mark and Leanne, who were pacing and crewing Brian at Leadville this year. I just saw them. They're going to be volunteering at an aid station. So the whole Leadville crew is here, actually.
Oh, cool. All right, that's a great segue into why we brought you on the show. Because what do you have coming? I think it drops next. Is it next week? Next Thursday?
Yeah, I thought you had me on the show because you like talking to me, but okay. Wow. I thought people in Florida were nice, but never mind. No, honestly, thanks for having me and letting me talk about this. So next Thursday, Thursday the 16th, we'll have the premiere of my good friend Coach Brian. He finished this, well, I don't know if he finished, but he attempted his 10th Leadville 100 mile, which is a huge accomplishment. Not just the fact that Leadville by itself is difficult, but 10 years in a row being like Leadville ready, it's difficult. And for him, it took him more than 10 years, like just anyone doing that race so many times. I think it's since 2010. And obviously you get older, you get slower. Your knees potentially are a little bit, problematic towards the end. So the way he was running, maybe the first year was a little faster than slowing down a little bit, but his heart and his mindset is still definitely there. And so I made a movie following him at Leadville for his 10th attempt. But I think much more than that, personally, it's the biggest movie of the year for me. I always make an effort, obviously, but I spent easily 3, 4, 5 times more time putting this movie together, because it's usually when I have a race movie, it's much more a movie about my race there. When I go into Tour des Géants, it's not about my story, it's about me running Tour des Géants. But in this case, it's much more the story of Brian, what brought him into running, but also all of the challenge that he's faced in his life. And he had some pretty significant challenge with the alcohol and substance abuse in the past. Not the most straightforward path. And he has been able to overcome that, partly using running. So running has always been there for him, but leaning into running, Leadville in particular. And importantly, I think something that makes Leadville very special for me, it's not the most exciting race, even though it's pretty historical, but the course is meh. But the community is great. And I think the movie also captured that very well. Yes, Brian is a really good friend. Yes, he's a great guy. But if you face challenges in life, having the right people around you to help you see through these challenges makes a huge difference. And the movie really, hopefully, highlight the great community that Brian has around him, his wonderful wife, the kids, his family, being there for his family, but also his friend Mark and Leanne that I just saw a few minutes ago, being there for him, but also joking, giving him what he needs, and understanding these little things. So I think the movie captures, I'm very biased because I made the movie, but I think it recaptures a very special person that has gone through very difficult things that a lot of people can relate to. Yeah, maybe alcohol abuse, but everyone has challenges in their life. and trying to be the best version of yourself, using friendship to overcome these things. So if people want to watch it, next Thursday premiere, but of course it's going to be on YouTube. You can watch it whenever, but we'll be in the chat. And it's,
what time are you doing it at?
I should know, huh? If you go on my YouTube page, you can click the notify. I think it's at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so 9 your time.
Okay.
Yeah. We're confirming it. Yeah.
And actually, that works out. You know, it's funny. When I first saw it, I was thinking Mountain Time, and I'm like, man, it's gonna fall right at 8 o'clock. But actually, that if it's 6 p.m. Pacific time, that works perfect because we'll finish at 9, and then everyone can go on and watch the premiere show.
Yeah, so you'll have to remind them next week. That's perfect. It's a nice segue, you know. But yeah, I'm very excited about this movie, and for me, it's also that was a way to say thank you to Brian because he has helped me and has helped Nora pacing at Leadville, and he's the Leadville community that I talk to very often. Like he's very central to that. So that was my way to immortalize his special moment, but also immortalize him as a person. And I think it's a kind of movie that can also really inspire people beyond running, much beyond running.
Oh yeah. He's paced me at Run Rabbit Run, and still let everybody know that he spent 18 hours for me to go 50 miles on that race. It's I'm gonna try and play the preview. Sometimes we have sound, sometimes we don't. So if you're in the chat, let me know right away if we have sound or not on this.
My knees are still good. I was ready to get sober. I had some challenges, but in all actuality, I was actually tired of drinking and using. I just didn't know how to make the change. I've always had running. Running's always been a catalyst of something that I've been able to turn to. I've ran through most of the trauma in my life, and it's always been something I've been able to fall back to. So it was a natural fit to continue to stay in ultra running while I was getting sober.
He has been through so much, and I think it helps him get through these races as well because he can overcome anything.
Running isn't an easy path. It's challenging, and I think I enjoy a little bit of that struggle. It's the roller coaster of life. It's the roller coaster of sobriety. It's the roller coaster of ultra running. There's just really dark spots, and then just around the corner, it can be the most brilliant moment ever. I've been sober almost 9 years now. My name is Brian Pacenti, and I am trying to get my 10th finish at the Leadville Trail 100.
All right. Well, Simon, unfortunately, bad news is we had Brian on right after he did. So we know how the outcome was. So yeah,
Doesn't make it any less special.
I'm really looking forward to this. I think it will be it'll be a great movie. I think you're right. This is the first one that you've done focused on somebody else, and so I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, and I still stay true to my style. I don't like so much voiceover in general, and everything that is in the movie actually turned out. We filmed it on race day. There's short interview like you saw him. That was the day before the race, and like we're not trying to make things prettier than they are. Sometimes it's serious. Like this trail in particular is a little bit more serious, but there's definitely a lot of laughing and joking around and teasing each other. I mean, you saw it with the knee comment, but the movie is really 50-50. It is serious and it's a serious story, but at the same time, it really reflects the mood when we were pacing him. And even though apparently the outcome, man, he wanted a very dramatic story. Let's just say it like that. He did not care that we were having a heart attack waiting for him and thinking there's no way he's gonna make it because he was tight on cutoff. Let's just say it like that. He was not the last to finish, but he was the last coming out at May Queen, for example.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know you and I were chatting, and I'm like, I need updates. And finally, I think when he went past the boat ramp, you're like, oh, he's in good shape. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, and something that is not in the movie, and I guess with a spoiler alert, it's too late to say, but what happened, we were waiting at May Queen, which is the last aid station, and then for whatever reason, I think there was a reading on his like a number that was like at the finish line, which was really weird because we knew he didn't pass through May Queen, and it's like, how come he's there? And then the only explanation we could find was, well, maybe he dropped the race, got a ride there, and for whatever reason now he just activated like the tracker by accident. So it's like, fuck, like, did he drop? But at the same time, you know, he would have texted us, so it didn't make sense. So we were really worried. And one of the running jokes, so people, if you watch a movie and you want to help me spread this movie, which I think has a beautiful message, of course sharing with people, liking the movie, but one of the running joke is you know, you always tell runner like you look good, and it's a little bit of a lie, and we did that a lot. So feel free to, in the comments, say looking good, Brian, write +1, because Brian is the kind of guy that on movie, like, we will sound like asshole, the crew, because like, why are you worried? Like, he looks fine, but Brian is the kind of guy that when the camera is there, he looks better than as soon as it's not filming. And I was worried very early on the day. He looked a little, you know, tired. But then when the camera is there, he's photogenic, he's smiling, he's joking. It's like, hey, what's up? But then 2 minutes later, he was in the pain cave. So it was not an easy one. But Brian is a tough guy, and he's stubborn, I think is the word. So he made it, and really proud of him for everything, not just the race, of course, but the whole story in general.
Yeah. And I think I was chatting with you earlier this week, and I said, I think you're in for Tahoe 200. Brian's in for Tahoe 200. I'm on the wait list I'm number 4 on the wait list for Tahoe 200. And I'm like, I almost don't want to get into Western States because I want to go run that race with you guys. I go, we would have fun out there. So it's tough. But with that being said, I'll get into Western States this year because of that. I think Brian has. I think he's 64 tickets too, and you have to be up there on tickets too. So it will be.
I have a few more years. I'm good with that. This year is not my year for Western, but yeah, I mean, if you get picked for Western, that's great. If you don't, that's still great, I guess. So either way, it'll be amazing.
Yeah. So, well, cool deal. So, well, we wish you luck at Moab this weekend. So, it's taking slow and steady. You got. You just know if you keep running, you're going to get to Nora, and it gets easier after that.
Exactly. Well, thanks for having me, and I'll see you next week.
Good luck, Simon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So with that being said, on Moab, we do have some Florida runners out there at Moab. You got Brady McDonald, you got Lee Arthur, Kevin Flieger, Sean Sullivan, James Robertson, Scott McNulty, and Kimberly McLean. I was just going to say, man, thank you for everyone having readable names I can pronounce. We know that doesn't happen very often. Like Lee Arthur out of Bel Air Beach, like he's a couple miles from me. I have no clue who that is. He's getting ready to run Moab 240. So
never
cool.
Anybody from my area.
Yep.
I need to fix that. I need to get out there and recruit people.
We got 10 minutes to go through the ticker, and I got a lot of stuff on there. So we are going to kick off with Miles with Marty. He did a episode, and honestly, Marty, I'm so glad you did this episode because we kept talking about this TED Talk, and I literally could not comprehend what it was. I didn't know what it was, so I had no clue. You know what I'd heard about TED Talks, but I had no clue what it was. And so this is an event. Marty, when's it happening? Yeah, I'm not at all. And this is going on. What's the date on it? Is it November 3rd?
November 2nd, I believe. That's a Sunday.
Yep. And so that's happening. It's happening down in Vero Beach. So here's a little bit of Marty with his podcast with them. Again, no one said anything about if we had sound before, so I'm taking it we have sound.
I heard it. I don't know if it counts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it keeps it nice because the speakers then can talk to people out in the hallway or out in the, we have, so what you do is you have 3 speakers and we have an intermission, 3 more speakers, intermission, 3 more speakers, intermission, 3 more speakers, and then we all go home. And during the intermission, we got food, wine, some live entertainment, but the speakers were all out there talking about what they talked about, things of that. So, if you have too many people, then it just gets too messy.
So each speaker gets how long approximately?
They can do a talk up to 18 minutes. I've seen 5-minute TED Talks, but the max is 18 minutes.
Okay.
All right, Marty, you want to take this one a little bit and talk about the TED Talk?
Yeah, I think it'll be exciting. One of the things that I thought was, a couple of things. One, they're not allowed to self-promote. So, because I just assumed because of the theme that it was all kind of revolving around, promoting Laz's new book or whatever. But no, it's nothing like that at all. They give a theme, and each speaker gives a talk based on that theme. And the theme is breaking barriers. I think it's in the title thing that you just showed. And each speaker, like I just talked to Banana Champ, who's one of the speakers, Amy, and she told me the other day how her topic is using curiosity to break barriers, like for instance, in training for a race, using, how far can I go? If I change the way I'm thinking, like stepping up from 100 to 200 mile races or whatever. But each speaker has, their own, I guess, perception or their mentality on what that means to them, that theme. And so they will talk up to 18 minutes about that. Yeah. And so at the most, so it can't be, because I was thinking, that many speakers and some of them, have got lots of stories like Mike Milton. I can't imagine him just talking for 18 minutes.
They brought Mike on to explain it, and he thought they were bringing on the speaking. So, and I always said, like, Mike, if you ever needed someone to do a road trip with, I would be in that passenger seat in the heartbeat.
It's all great stories, and so you don't want him to be through early. You want him to get his full 18 minutes in. But so that keeps it from getting too out of hand and boring. That they actually are timed. And Mike, I don't know if you've listened to the whole thing yet, but the funny story is that's how Mike got involved. Is he was originally just going to be the official timer of the event. Yeah. And he thought they were asking him to speak.
So that's a great podcast. Listen, episode 162 on Miles with Marty. So go listen to it. And then also the TEDx. They still have tickets. I know they're trying to keep it low because the section I played, I liked it because in between sessions, they'll have entertainment, but you'll be able to go in the hallway and talk to the speakers that I just spoke. And that's why they want to keep it small, is so that you don't have 1,000 people trying to talk to Laz or something like that. So
there is a TEDx podcast as well. If you guys need to brush up with what it is and what the speakers are like, I listen to it all the time. I've listened to probably 1,000 different TED Talks.
That's I do, and good. So,
but I will go back now, and that's what he said. That they all will eventually end up on the TED Talk web YouTube page, so you can listen to all of the previous ones and the future ones. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think tickets are about $70-ish. So
I think. And the link is in the show notes. They also have a Facebook page called TEDx Vero Beach that you can go to and click the link, follow the link to buy the tickets.
Cool deal. So I'm still trying to see if I can make it down to that. I want to go down with you guys. So we'll see. All right. Talk about the Cross Florida 200. This is the best picture I've ever seen right here. Look at this picture.
That's an amazing picture.
Big congrats to these
That's
guys.
a better picture than Joe's feet afterwards.
Yeah. What was funny is that we were talking about feet when I crewed them the first 13 miles, and I'm like, you guys just need to set up chairs across from each other and work on each other's feet. And they're like, we hadn't even thought about that. So congrats to these guys. These guys got it done. And they took their time. They had fun. It was like the farewell of the Cross Florida 200. And I wanted to spend more time on this. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. So I'm going to, I think, push this to next week. And Joe, let's talk over the next couple of days. I want to see what we can do. I would love to do kind of like a closing of the Cross Florida 200 and figure out what we can do on the show and stuff. So I don't think we have too many races to cover next week. So I think next week would be perfect to do it, and we have more time. So Joe, let's kind of talk about that and see what we can come up with. So congrats to these guys. You guys kicked ass. So I think they had to be done by like Tuesday. I think Tuesday afternoon, because Greg was flying out to Moab. In the chat, they're like, someone needs to get Greg's car to the finish line so he can drive to the airport and fly out. So love these guys. These guys kicked ass. Great job. Way to get it done. I told Greg, I go, when I saw you at 13 miles, I didn't think you were going to finish it. And he goes, yeah, those were rough miles, the first 20. He goes, but I said, if you finished day one, I knew you were going to get it done. So cool. Great job, guys. All right, we're going to move on. Next, the Strava group. And while we're talking about it, look who had the most miles on there. Thank goodness Greg Lawson's not part of our Strava group, because he would have to share the top spot with Joe Miller. Joe Miller takes number one with 206 miles. Loanne has 131, and Nels, I didn't even get in front of me and Nels tied with 113 exact. I was texting Nels in the airport. I'm like, I'm going to go do a half-mile run around the terminal just to get ahead of you. And he was laughing. Joe Miller then takes the top spot for most hours, 60 hours running. And then I had 28 hours. Loanne was 24. Climbing. A little disappointed in this one. Chad had 5 more feet than I did. He had
jumped up and down or something.
Like he said, I just texted him. I didn't even realize. I just texted him like, "You son of a." So one other thing is so Chad, they have a baby on the way in the next week or so. So literally, he didn't take his cell phone with him on the course. I had my cell phone. If his wife went into labor, she was calling me, and I was going to have to find him on the course, and we were going to have to leave just to get back. So props to his wife for letting him go run. Yeah, and this is their 4th child coming. Originally, we were looking at no business, and that fell right into where the baby was going to be coming. So I told Chad he needs to name the baby Traveler. All right. And then leaderboard over on this side, Joe Miller. Where's my mouse? Here it is. Joe Miller kicks butt. You got Low, Nels, me, Chad. I just beat him by 2/10 of a mile. Stork is still running 103 miles, even though he's done with his race. He's trying to look for a race. He's trying to look for a race. His wife said, hey, you guys need to find a race to go run. So we're kind of looking. Keith has 80.3. He's running Chicago Marathon this weekend. So he should be on a taper week. So Keith and Greg Caro are running Chicago.
Mandy was part of our group. Mandy's who came in second at Midnight Drury.
Oh, what's funny is we went from, I think we were hinging around 58 members up to 63. So Mandy is new to the group. So we picked up a couple. So yeah, so Loanne was number 1. Mandy was number 2. Is that correct?
Mhm.
And then Bobbie Jo, you're number 3. And then congrats to everyone else. So you guys put up some big miles this week. So over the Marty 35 miles.
Not nothing.
Yeah. All
So
right.
mine's looking like this week. I'll get out a little bit tomorrow, maybe. I got a blister on one of my toes. I don't want to put shoes on. It's a little better now, but it's one of those toes where every single time I do a long ultra, I get it.
Yeah, I got some wide box shoes, wide toe box shoes right now. My 2 pinky toes are killing me. So, Marty, you have any update on Mike Martinez?
No, I just saw, I guess, earlier today, he's still in the hospital. He's walking around with his
I saw the video this morning. So he was making the lap around the wing. So we're hoping he's getting better up there. We're sending our love up to Mike Martinez. What else we have?
I listened to the WTF podcast on the way up to South Carolina with Vincent. They had a guest Vincent. That's a really good listen. Really good story there.
Yeah. I was hoping I'd make it out to TikTok just to be able to meet him out there. So great episode. I don't think they got one. I don't know if they got one out this week because he was running it. So Vincent, I forget what Vincent's last name is. So great story there. Preview run coming up for long haul. This is coming up on December 13th out at Cold Creek State Park. I know RunFluent Christmas race. They're doing a preview run October 16th. We're still looking for competition in the relay. I think everyone's scared and don't think they can compete against me and Nick on the Pacer Travel team. So
Lo said she's signing us up. So
all right. So we got two teams out there. So go like that. Killian, is this Killian? Congrats to Killian. Has finished the U.S. States of Elevation project, and stats are staggering. 31 days, 32 summits, 3,197 miles. I don't know if that's all running miles or if that's cycling miles too.
yeah, I think I saw another thing where they had separated the cycling miles out, and it was like 6,000 or something like that. So that's got to be just running miles.
Oh wow! And 403,000 feet of elevation. He was knocking out all the 14ers, I think, in the lower 48. So,
running miles. I'm going to take that statement back.
What's that?
I said I'm going to take that statement back. I think that's too many running miles.
I think it's too many running miles. Over 30. That's 100 and something miles a day.
When I saw it in 31 days, I'm like, that's not right.
What else do we have? We won't go over the races. I know there's no races in South Florida this weekend that I know of. Last thing, this happened this past weekend. I don't know the results, but this is the Taco Bell 50K. I want to go over a few of these rules. You must be present at all 10 Taco Bell stops along course. Eat menus from at least 9 of the 10 Taco Bell stops. By the 4th stop, all entrants must have consumed at least 1 Chalupa Supreme, 1 Crunchwrap Supreme. By the 8th stop, all entrants must have consumed at least 1 Burrito Supreme, 1 Nacho Bell Grande. Finish under 11 hours. Drinks do not count as food. Entrants must keep the wrappers. And on-off-course bathroom break will be allowed at Wash Park. Abysmal, all kinds of stuff. I'm curious. I didn't see what the results are, so I'm curious what those are. Last thing I got to cover is Hard Rock. I almost forgot to sign up for the lottery for Hard Rock. I just did it like 10 minutes before we went on the show. So Hard Rock has the lottery you can enter all the way up until the 14th of October. 2,416 entries in Florida has 14 entered 4 entries. I don't know if they counted mine, so maybe 14 or 15. So we actually fare pretty well. I'm going to probably bring that stat up after. You can actually break it down by states, and so I'll bring that stat up after the lottery, the registration goes down, just to see how we compared against other states. Obviously, we're not going to compare against California and Colorado and stuff, but we did pretty well against a lot of these other states. So that's the Hard 100. You guys got anything else?
No, everybody wants to come join us at Bulldog in a few weeks. Run around the track. It'd be nice.
Yep.
Good lineup down there.
Yeah, that's actually that's building up to a pretty good entry list. See if I can pull it up. The Bulldog Ultra, the Hooten Bulldog Ultra.
Bulldog.
The 48 is shaping up to be a great race.
I'm just going to be there watching. I just got a front row seat watching everybody else.
Dude, you got Loanne, Lisa Devona, Matt Clapper, Nels Matson, Sandra V, Bobbie Joe. You see any other names on there that I'm missing?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of others.
I know Janet.
Renee Guthrie has done Miami quite a few times.
Yeah.
There's gonna
Michael
be some
Straczynski of the TEDx Vero Beach.
Okay. Jeffrey, no, it was Lee Stevens said. I saw Stevens on your Midnight Dreary, who had the course record, but I think it was Lee Stevens. So 24-hour, we got a little bit of room in here. Emily, Chris Stengel's in there. So Chris is the one trying to convince me to go down and run it. So
Emily will put up some good numbers, I'm sure.
Yeah. So you got Austin Brenner's in there. And then in the Frenchie, I like how they name these. So, and I believe they just changed the venue. So the venue got changed last week from where was it at?
The FAU Sports Complex. So they did just change it. It's about a 30-40 minute drive away. So it's still the area. Full. You'll have full real bathrooms, full locker rooms. You'll have you can take a shower while you're there after the race. That was nice at the Midnight Dreary too, because we had access to the facilities there. And after you were done at 3 a.m, we went and took showers and then sat under the tent and watched Lowe kick ass and gossiped with all the other runners who were sitting out that were supposed to be still out there.
This is kind of interesting. I didn't realize this. You guys have a 4 p.m. start.
Yeah, 4 p.m. to 4 p.m. So I'm driving down that day. Don't even have to get a hotel or anything.
That's wild.
So
yeah.
that's cool. It'd be the first time I've ever done a race with a evening start. So I've heard of 48 hours, a few of them that start at this time. But it'll be interesting. So I think it makes it. We had a 9 a.m. start for Midnight Dreary, and me and Marta got up at like 5:30 in the morning on it, like not on purpose. We just woke up and you get ready, and then you're like, we were like half a mile from the venue, so we're like, okay, what do we do now? We've got like 2.5 hours to kill or whatever. So it'll be interesting.
So it'll be fun if I do the 24-hour chasing you guys down.
And you'll be laughing at us because it's always fun when you're doing the longer races and then they have the shorter ones start after. Like a lot of these races will have like a 12-hour night start or a 6-hour night start, and you're dragging your feet around there, and here comes people just fresh legs and smiles all.
Yeah. So I had a chat with Amy night before last, I guess it was, and so she talked a couple of minutes about that. That'll be playing some point over the weekend, and some coaching tips, mental training tips. I've also got a live thing coming up tonight. If anybody wants to
I forgot to mention that, Marty. What time is that? 9?
Yeah, it's 9:45. They are on Flagstaff, Arizona time, which is I think it's mountain, but in Arizona, it's 3 hours this time of year difference. And
Yeah, they don't.
2 hours.
Yeah, they don't do daylight savings time.
Right. And so 9:45, it'll go about an hour. But Andrea has finished 7 200 plus milers this year. One of them actually got cut short because of a fire, but she finished the race. I forgot what the total mileage was, but and like over 13 of them in the very short career, only just a few years of running ultras, and pretty impressive. Very strong mental and physical. There were a couple that they were, battling there at the back of the pack with what's our friend Simone Valentin. But I think there have also been some top tens recently in some of the others. So it should be interesting. Andrea joined late in the podcast I had about Tahoe, but they brought a lot of energy to it with the attitude, a good positive attitude. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool deal. All right, that is it for tonight. So just went a little bit over, but it was great night. I had a lot to talk about. So all right, good luck this weekend wherever you're racing. If you're running Moab, good luck. Running any races, good luck. If you're just doing training runs, good luck. Get out there, enjoy the trails, and have fun. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
See you.